Welcome to Utah Valley University's School of Education, a top-rated learning institution that specializes in elementary education, secondary education, and Master of Education programs. Our students appreciate the one-on-one support and small class sizes and find fulfillment in numerous opportunities to collaborate with their peers. One thing all of our students have in common is a learning experience that emphasizes engagement and hands-on professional preparation, allowing them to apply what they learn in the university classroom to important real-life situations.
Our students have an opportunity to be in the schools from early on in their preparation program. Our engaged model is that we want our students to be experiencing real classrooms with students and being able to manage the instructional context. And also, probably most importantly, we want them to be in those classrooms experiencing instructional innovation so that when they enter the classrooms, they know what the demands will be and how to move their students' learning forward. We really want our students to have the important foundational knowledge that's required for them to be effective teachers. So we obviously invest heavily in making sure they have that experience while they're here at UVU. We also want them to experience innovations and understand that the demands that will be placed on their students as they exit the K-12 system will be very different than what were in place when they exited that system. So we try to provide opportunities for these students to experience those innovations that will help them prepare their students for the future.
Recently, future teachers in the School of Education held a 10-week robotics program for more than 500 local 5th and 6th graders. School of Education faculty members partnered with the Alpine School District and local business owner Jay Jayasalan, owner of Learning Through Robotics, to bring STEM learning into the classroom.
We wanted to improve the prevailing attitudes about STEM subjects: science, technology, engineering, and math. We know these subjects are becoming increasingly important to our economy, yet by the time students reach middle school, many of them have a strong dislike for these subjects. Our goal in the School of Education was threefold. First, we wanted to catch students, particularly the girls, early on and build their interest in STEM subjects and careers. At the same time, we wanted to provide elementary education majors more practical experience teaching children, especially teaching STEM, thereby increasing their marketability and confidence. Finally, we recognize that it is important to build partnerships within the community that will have lasting economic benefit, which is why we joined efforts with Alpine School District and a local company, Learning Through Robotics.
In 2014, Utah Governor Gary R. Herbert asked lawmakers to set aside $4.5 million for science, math, and technology programs in schools.
I believe that if we're going to have the healthiest economy possible, certainly not only in the short term but the long term, we have to have a skilled labor force. That means education.
UVU's School of Education is leading the way on that path to success with numerous efforts to increase students' exposure to projects related to STEM education.
Our feeling in the School of Education is that we would like to participate in the university's initiative in STEM education by making this opportunity for learning available for students at a much earlier age than what is traditionally targeted. So our recent work with the elementary robotics program was really designed to give younger students an opportunity to explore the STEM areas in a very applied way.
During the 10-week robotics course, 11 UVU students, 9 of whom were education majors, taught in 20 classes in 15 elementary schools in Alpine School District. During each of the 4 days a week UVU student teachers held class, they taught between 30 and 40 elementary school children for at least an hour. Student teachers also participated in training sessions each Friday to learn the materials and lesson plan they would teach the following week.
The first time I had to work with the robots and all the parts, it was a little bit intimidating because I had never worked with STEM subjects before. And afterwards, I got more comfortable and I feel like more skilled at teaching. This experience through UVU's engaged learning model has really helped me to become a better teacher and has made me more qualified to teach students about science and math.
It's not just the student teachers who gained confidence, though. As students learned how to build robots with wheels, levers and other features, program controllers and software, and calculate speed, rotation, and direction, many of them discovered a new interest in STEM.
It's about learning, using your skills to build a robot and program it a certain way so it can do certain tasks. You have to have certain mathematical skills, division skills like that. It's helped with like if you can put your mind to it and it works, then you know, oh, I could do this again, and it works really well.
The School of Education's robotics program has excited educators, students, parents, and legislators alike.
At Manila, I'm always looking for enhancing, enriching activities for my students. And this seemed like such a good opportunity to learn something that I think sounds really cool, robotics. And as we look, it's kind of the wave of the future, both in technology and for careers that are coming along.
The School of Education is playing an increasingly significant role in raising the bar for higher education in the state. At the same time, it is making substantial contributions to the nation's economic development.
UVU has excellent programs from engineering, computer science, and robotics. And more importantly, they have a great elementary education program. It's probably one of the largest in Utah. And they are very excited. They want to innovate new things and learn new teaching methods. So when we trained UVU teachers who are going to become teachers someday, they picked up things really fast, and they were very excited to learn from about new technologies from Japan, from Korea, and other cutting-edge technologies using robotics in schools. So yes, UVU is a really, really good choice for us.
According to the National Math and Science Initiative, 16 of the 30 fastest-growing occupations through 2016 will require substantial mathematics or science preparation.
The way the world is changing, there is going to be more and more demand for people with skills in STEM areas, and we have to meet this demand by producing more of those people. We need to be at the forefront, and we need to start earlier with our students. Utah is rich in technology-based companies. We need to begin building the people they need to continue progressing.
This project really is indicative of our interest in pushing STEM education down into the elementary schools. We'd like to see that pattern continue across STEM areas. So how do we work with robotics? How are we preparing students in technology and engineering and mathematics and science to really contribute creatively to the world as they enter the workforce?
Utah Valley University is a world-class, student-centered institution determined to stay on the cutting edge of educational innovation and produce students who will enter the workforce prepared, positive, and purposeful. UVU's School of Education is the first institution in the Utah system of higher education to receive accreditation from the Council for the Accreditation of Educator Preparation, and with nearly 900 students working toward elementary and secondary education degrees, it is an institution on the rise.